Hello everyone, I, Shamita Bhattacharya from Corporate Law Journal, welcome you all to this channel. As you all know, the purpose of this initiative is to explore corporate literacy and to impart corporate legal education in a simple and lucid manner. In today's session, we will understand the third amendment to FEMA NDI rules, shift of powers from central government to the RBI. Before starting with today's session, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for more updates on corporate and commercial law. The Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 came into force on 1st June 2000. It replaced the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act (FERA) of 1973, introduced Prevention of Money Laundering Act in 2002, promoted foreign exchange investment by NRIs and foreign direct investment in India. FEMA facilitated forex trading regarding transactions to the RBI. It allowed Indian residents to own immovable property abroad, allowed entrepreneurs to move money in and out of India or exchange foreign currency for any travel purpose, addressed issues on authentication of documents, adjudication, appeal, etc., imposed penalty of rupees 2 lakhs or confiscate any property attached for contravention of law. Is a resident under FEMA. Section 2, subclause 5 of FEMA defines any person living in India for more than 182 days of a financial year to be a resident. It does not include any person who has gone to abroad for employment, business, or vacation with the clear intention of staying there, or any person who came to India for the same purpose, indicating his intention to stay in India for an uncertain period of time. Now, who is a non-resident? Section 2 of FEMA defines it as a person residing outside India but also holds a citizenship of India, or an overseas citizen of India card holder under Citizenship Act 1955. Features of FEMA 1999. Allowed restrictions on foreign exchange and foreign security deal by any authorized individual by FEMA. Provided for central government to impose restrictions on any individual for making payment to any person outside India or receive any money through them. Allowed the Reserve Bank of India to restrict transactions of the capital amount. Allowed Indian residents staying abroad to conduct foreign exchange and foreign security transactions or right to buy any immovable property in abroad. It was although not applicable on the residents of the other country. Changes after the Third Amendment. Central government, on notification on October 17, 2019, amended the Act in 2020. It granted power to the RBI to administer the NDI rules, regulate air transport services, modify the position on the pricing of rights in case of renunciation of any of such rights in favor of a non-resident by a resident. Regulated powers in the hands of the RBI. Restricted foreign investment by the OCIs in air transport services by 49%. Cleared SBI regulation in respect to foreign investment in air transport services. Combined foreign investment by 49% on scheduled and non-scheduled Indian air transport services. Powers granted to the RBI. First, amendment introduced Rule 2A, which gave RBI exclusive powers to regulate the NDI rules. Effective provisions to the NDI rules could be made. Second, amendment to Rule 3 and 4. The RBI permitted any person residing outside India to invest in India. Any Indian firm or an association of persons could receive any investment in India from person residing outside the country without any consultations with the central government. Foreign direct investment in air transport services. First, removal of dispensations for OCIs. The Third Amendment removed the dispensations provided to OCIs. Serial number of Schedule 1 said that only foreign direct investment by NRIs shall be allowed under the automated route by 100%. Air operator certificate was granted to companies to register and have a fixed place of business within India. The chairman and the two-thirds of the directors should be citizens of India, whose ownership and effective control is vested in India. Amendment to 9.5 subclause C. 49% limitations on FDI and FPI investment. The investment would comply with the regulations of SEBI. All technical equipments brought for such investments shall need clearance from the authority of the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Amendment to 9.5 Subclause D. The foreign investment in Air India Limited to be subjected to the following grounds and conditions. First, investments not exceeding to 49% except in cases of NRIs of Indian nationality where foreign investment is permitted up to 100% under automatic route. Second, ownership and effective control be vested in Indian nationals under Aircraft Rules 1937. Insertion of 9.5 Subclause E. FDI in civil aviation to be subjected to amendments under Aircraft Rules 1937. Hence, to conclude, the shift of power from central government to the Reserve Bank of India to administer the NDI rules were brought into effect under the Third Amendment. Clarity on the SEBI regulation and to be compiled with foreign investment in air transport services was ensured. Foreign investment by OCIs in air transport by 49%. Combination of foreign investment by FII, FPI and FDI to 49% on scheduled and non-scheduled Indian transport services were made.